What's up, guys? It's Benny. I'm no legal genius, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. And what I mean by that is I can freaking read. I can read the U.S. code. I know, as a matter of fact, you're not allowed to defy orders, break the chain of command in the U.S. military or intel communities. Obviously, you won't have a functional military if you do that. Anybody who's seen movies like A Few Good Men, anybody who's watched any Hollywood war movie understands this. Your job is to follow orders. Your job is to follow the chain of command all the way up to the commander in chief. And that's why the president is such an important position. Obviously, you can see what happens when you have a bad commander in chief. Something like Afghanistan goes down, right? People get killed. It's terrible. So you can't defy orders. You can't break the chain of command. You can't try and get soldiers to do that. That's a crime. It's a crime that's been American law, well, back to the American Revolution, quite frankly. But you can see here, no shortage of U.S. code when it comes to seditious, treasonous, and subversive activities against the U.S. government and the U.S. military. But Democrats can't just not do that. They need to subvert President Trump because, I don't know, man, orange man bad. So they make cringe videos like this where you get a bunch. This is, by the way, I just accidentally paused this video on the perfect image of Alyssa Slotkin, the senator from Michigan, probably stole her seat, frankly. Looking very much like a Slotkin there. And this is just a bunch of, really weak, really mealy-mouthed Democrats saying that you gotta defy the orders of the commander-in-chief, right? Just don't follow orders.
Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Chris Deluzio,
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander,
Representative Chrissy Houlihan,
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States
Congressman
Navy.
former
Jason
CIA
Crow.
officer,
Former Navy,
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger,
former intelligence officer,
former Air Force,
Get a mic.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep America.
You're all reading from a teleprompter, so whatever, you can see their eyes read. Here's what they end up saying is don't follow orders.
Difficult time
right?
to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you. We need you to
Now more than ever. Thank you. So just don't do what Trump tells you, okay? They're a threat to our Constitution. What are those threats exactly? Kind of interesting to ask. So they say here, don't follow illegal orders, refuse illegal orders. Okay, what illegal orders are you talking about? Please name them.
Right now, do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal, but certainly there are some legal gymnastics that are going on with these Caribbean strikes and everything related to Venezuela.
Okay, so the answer is no. Seditious behavior punishable by death, says Donald Trump. A lot of these people did serve in the military, right? Or intel agencies. So not great, obviously. To come out and say, don't follow the orders of the commander-in-chief. Democrat veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unspecified, unlawful orders. What the hell are they? President Trump, hang him like George Washington would. Classic Donald Trump. Well, it turns out that they're actually doing that now, in a way. Let's go ahead and read. Pete Hegseth drops hammer on Democrat senator in sedition storm as court-martial looms over Trump's execution threat. Oh, boy. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth launched an investigation into Democrat senator who encouraged troops to disobey Trump's orders. Senator Mark Kelly is facing a Pentagon probe after appearing in a video last week alongside other Democrat lawmakers who urged military and intelligence personnel to not follow illegal orders. But nobody knows what those illegal orders are, so you're just telling them to not follow orders, period. The video made by the Seditious Six was despicable, reckless, and false, encouraging our warriors to ignore orders of their commanders, undermines every aspect of good order and discipline. Their foolish screed sows doubt and confusion, puts warriors in danger, says Pete Hegseth. Oh boy, Democrats are crashing out over this. But I think they have a point here, obviously. The Department of War has received serious allegations of misconduct by Captain Mark Kelly, retired in accordance with the Uniform Military Code of Justice, 10 U.S.C. 688, and other applicable regulations. A thorough review of these allegations have been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for a court-martial proceedings or administrative measures. This matter will be handled in compliance with military law, ensuring due process and impartiality. Further official comments will be limited to preserve integrity of the proceedings. Oh my. Here we go. Continuing. The Department of War reminds all individuals that military retirees remain subject to the U.S. UCMJ for applicable offenses and federal laws such as 18 U.S. Code 2378 prohibit actions intended to interfere with loyalty, morale, or good order and discipline of the U.S. Armed Services. Any violation will be addressed through appropriate legal channels. Oh boy. Okay. So a service member's personal philosophy does not justify or excuse the disobedience of an otherwise lawful order. So just coming down over the top here. The Department of War is reportedly considering recalling Mark Kelly to active duty for a court-martial. FAFO. That's an understatement here. I've never seen them do this with like a member of Congress. This would be quite remarkable. What does President Trump have to say? Trump is not letting go of Mark Kelly or Alyssa Slotkin's acts of sedition, rightfully so. He crossed the line and should never be crossed. Now history will remember how the government handled it. Get all those traitors, SOBs, for sedition at the very least. Okay. Goodness. Mark Kelly investigated for violations. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll be like I get that you're probing this, but could you just do something, you know, like today, like the Comey and Letitia James indictments got thrown out. Could you just could that not happen here? And could somebody actually go to prison for this? It's crazy, man. Here's what Pete Hegseth says. The video made by the seditious six was despicable, reckless, and false, encouraging our warriors to ignore orders of their commanders, undermines every aspect. 5 of the 6 individuals in that video do not fall under the Department of War jurisdiction. 1 is CIA, 4 former military but not retired, so they are no longer subject to the UCMJ. However, Mark Kelly is retired and is still subject to the UCMJ, and he knows that. As was announced, the department is reviewing statements and actions which were addressed directly to all troops, explicitly using his rank and service affiliation, lending the appearance of authority to his words. Kelly's conduct brings discredit among the armed forces and will be dealt with appropriately. They seem serious, man. They seem serious about this one. Yeah. Why would we encourage troops to ignore orders from the commander-in-chief based on the presumption that he issues illegal orders in the absence of illegal orders? That's exactly right. Mark Kelly is crashing out on this. Tries to use his wife as a shield to his own sedition.
Donald Trump called for my execution. Now, I served 25 years in the United States Navy. I flew 39 combat missions. I flew into space 4 times. Never once did I expect that at some point the President of the United States was going to threaten me with being hanged because of something I said.
Bro, this is crazy. You're not allowed to just say whatever you want when you're using your U.S. military credentials in order to undermine the commander-in-chief. I don't know how, dude, you're the member of Congress, man. Here it is. Here's the code. You can't do this. Especially if you're using your military rank in order to try and tell people that they shouldn't be following orders. So there you go. I guess we'll see. I guess everyone will wait and see. Democrats are having a little bit of
fucking insane. We should all just point out how fucking insane this is. Hey, this is Ruben Gallego. I'm traveling through Arizona right now, and I just received the news that the Department of Defense is starting investigation against my seatmate, Mark Kelly. This is fucking insane. We should all just point out how fucking insane this is. And, you know, these guys are trying to say that they're not acting like fascists. They're not trying to give as much power to this president as a king, that they should stop acting like it. Mark Kelly's a patriot. There's no reason why they're going after him. He was...
Dude, like, we just did a 10-minute video on why they're going after him. But whatever, sounds like he'll have his day in court. So we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. All right, it's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.